What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and the wave of backlash that has hit Disney and Lucasfilm in the aftermath of them firing Gina Carano for her political opinion is only just beginning, because Gina Carano is not going to take this lying down. She is not going to sit there and be quiet. She is standing up and fighting back just like we all knew she would. And the first details are emerging of what Gina Carano is going to say in an interview all about the culture and the workplace of Lucasfilm and Disney. And it is not good. She is going to expose them for the pieces of absolute garbage that they are, that we always knew they were. Take a look at this. Now, this interview, if you are a Daily Wire member, I think you get access to it tomorrow. Everyone else, it will be dropping on Sunday. But here's the headline. Gina Carano to open up about Mandalorian exit in first sit-down interview. I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company. Now, there is a lot of material just in this. I can't imagine how long this interview is, how much it entails, or how much they actually put substance-wise in this article on Deadline. But I can tell you that some of the things that she says in this prove that Lucasfilm is exactly what we've always thought they were. A group of intolerant people who cannot be exposed to any other viewpoint other than the one that is allowed by the Hollywood elites. Even though we know there's people at that company that don't necessarily feel that way, but they aren't allowed to speak their minds for fear of getting fired, just like Gina Carano did. Let's get into this article. Exclusive. Gina Carano will open up about being let go from The Mandalorian in a sit-down interview with the Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro, which we can preview here on Deadline. The interview, due to run Sunday, is Carano's first on-camera sit-down since she was booted from the hit Disney Plus Lucasfilm series last week for controversial social media posts. Well, we all know she was actually fired because of her political opinion. There have been plenty of controversial social media posts from a bunch of people working at not only Disney, but also Lucasfilm. Those people are still there. We know the reason why. Here are a bunch of quotes from Gina that we're going to go through. I've been through so much, and I've seen so much now, clearly, of the bullying that's been taking place, and I saw it before. I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company, and I know that so deeply, she claims. And we have seen this. We've seen people from Lucasfilm bully fans for their reaction to Luke Skywalker's return in The Mandalorian. Pablo Hidalgo, we saw that with our own eyes. That even he bullied a fan for the way that they felt, let alone the stuff that's actually going on inside this corporation. She adds, I could share a story which would turn things around in the media, but I can't because it would sell out a friend. Everyone is afraid of losing their job. Now, I can tell you, I'm not somebody who goes around and gets sources. I'm not someone who goes around and talks to people within Lucasfilm. That's just not my thing. I do know someone that talks to people at Lucasfilm, and I can tell you that there are people that don't necessarily align with the lockstep echo chamber leftist viewpoint that Lucasfilm wants people to have, but they don't want to lose their jobs. They're not stars on TV shows. They're just normal people. But they still want to speak out and get some information to people. That's where a lot of these other sources you hear about come from. Not necessarily from people in mass, but just, other people that do hear stuff from Lucasfilm. Carano, who played Bounty Hunter Cardian, well, she played a mercenary, and then a sheriff, essentially, a ranger, in the first 2 seasons of the show, will explain how she knew, Marshall, sorry, not ranger, will explain how she knew the writing was on the wall before her recent ouster. You know how boxers headhunt sometimes and forget to go for the body? I feel like Disney or Lucasfilm, whoever it is, just certain people, I feel like I've been headhunted and you can feel it. Just a couple weeks ago, Lucasfilm asked an artist they employ to erase my character and put a different character in place, and he proudly announced this on Twitter, and erases my character, puts another one in place. We talked about this here on this channel. You saw a lot of videos about that. A lot of questions of why this happened. Well, he said Lucasfilm asked him to. Now we know that. Now we know from Gina herself that that's what happened. All the fans of Cara Dune were outraged. They were like, why didn't you just add the character? Why do you have to take off a character? Is something wrong? Is Gina getting fired? Ultimately, she found out the same way most of the world did. Social media. Disgusting behavior from Lucasfilm, to be quite honest with you. How I found out was I looked at the internet and you check your Twitter and I'm trending, and Fire Gina Carano hashtag worked. That is what Lucasfilm did. They bent the knee to these weirdos with pronouns in their bios who use their parents' Disney Plus account. That's who you bent the knee to. Good job, you cucks. But here you go. This is interesting. They accidentally sent me an email, which was very enlightening. So I knew they were paying attention. I know there were some people who went to bat for me, but I know they didn't win out in the end. Carano goes on to agree with Shapiro about the double standards at play. This is what we have all been talking about this entire time. That, listen, regardless of whether you agree with what she posts, disagree, it's really not that incendiary, to be quite honest with you. She's never displayed, you should vote for this person, don't vote for that person, anything like that. But the biggest thing is, you have other people at this company that are doing far worse things. Listen to what she says. They've been all over me, and they've been watching me like a hawk. And I'm watching people on the same production. They can say everything they want, and that's where I had a problem. I had a problem because I wasn't going along with the narrative. And that is what we have said the entire time. She verifies it. She said she didn't want to walk back comments she made or stop speaking her mind. I was prepared at any point to be let go because I've seen it happen to so many people. I've seen the looks on their faces. I've seen the bullying that takes place. So when this started, they point the guns at you, and you know it's only a matter of time. I've seen it happen to so many people, and I just thought to myself, you're coming for me. I know you are. They're making it very obvious through their employees who are coming for me. So I was like, I'm going to go down swinging and stay true to myself. And that is what we have said from the beginning. This is why we respect Gina Carano, because she could have, you know what she could have done to stay on this big Star Wars project? She could have bent the knee. She could have stopped talking. She could have apologized. She could have pretended to be someone that she is not. But her integrity was more important to her than the status. That is why so many people have so much respect for her. That is why she is shot to the top of the charts on IMDb. That is why she's gained so many social media followers. Because people respect the fuck out of that, especially in today's climate. She tells Shapiro at another point, when you called, my body is still shaking. It's devastating, but the thought of this happening to anyone else, especially to someone who could not handle this the way I can, no, they don't get to do that. They don't get to make people feel like that, and if I buckle, it'll make it okay for these companies who have a history of lying to be lying and to do it to other people, and they've done it to other people, and I'm not going down without a fight. Once again, the reason hashtag we love Gina Carano continues to have so much power because there is a huge group of people that respect the hell out of you for doing exactly what you are doing, Gina. Standing up to these people and saying, I will not bend the knee because I haven't done anything wrong. They wanted her to apologize. She refused. She clarified what she meant, but she wasn't going to do the handwritten corporate apology that they wanted her to do because fuck Disney and fuck Lucasfilm. They go on to talk about what she got fired for and how she was dropped by her talent agency. And then they do say it's not clear whether she has signed an NDA with Disney, which is common on major film and TV franchises. Now, you already have some people reacting to this, and I'm sure I'll get more into this. But this motherfucker right here, look at this piece of shit. And I think that's what I said. Oh, I said, imagine being this piece of human garbage. Lex Jurgen, followed by Daniel Rickman. Not really a surprise, I guess. This is just in response to this Deadline article. Look at what this piece of shit says. How is she allowed to speak? This is why we need physical facilities where these kinds of people can be taken and not heard from again until their mind is right. You know, it's almost like what Gina Carano posted about people with different viewpoints and what could happen, the slippery slope. It's almost like that allegory is 100% true. And you also have the shills. The Lucasfilm shills already added. Jordan Mason, absolute piece of fucking shit as well. Common among Disney Star Wars shills. I could share a story about my friend. They live in Canada, though. You wouldn't know them. Basically saying she's lying. Saying that this person, that Gina Carano, is lying about everything. Once again, sucking at the teat of mega corporation Disney. Good job, Jordan Mason. I love that her defense is basically, Pedro got to say trans people deserve recognition, but I say the opposite and somehow get in trouble. That's not what she said in any way, shape, or form, you stupid cuck. And you fucking know that, too. You know that, and you're trying to spin a false narrative because that is what garbage people like Jordan Mason do. You know she's probably talking about all the times that Pedro referenced the Holocaust or Nazis and compared individuals to them. That's probably what she's talking about. She's probably talking about the fact that other employees at this company get to tweet out exactly who they support and who is bad and who is an evil person that you shouldn't support. But anytime Gina Carano says anything, they get on her ass. You know that, Jordan Mason, but you are a bitch, so it's no surprise that you come out with that dog shit take. Gina Carano is fighting back. I cannot wait for this interview to be released. I am over the Daily Wire, so I'll probably get to see it early. I think people do get to see it early over there. Airs on Sunday on Ben Shapiro's YouTube channel, but when that comes out, everyone is going to be talking about this, and we are not going to stop because this is important. This is an important moment. Someone in the Hollywood elite, right, who's on the rise, their career is on the rise, they decided to take a stand for their principles instead of bending the knee. And a lot of people have respect for that. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.